Hey, what's up guys? It's me, Eric B, and welcome back to the channel. And in this video, we're going to be doing a first ride on an electric bike this time. This is the first time I actually got my hands on one of these e-bikes, and going to see how this thing is. And it's a 2021 Super Soco TC.
Nice bike.
Thanks. It's electric.
Electric.
Yep.
전기 bike.
Thank you. Yeah, so as you can see, it already gets some looks and everything on it, and it's quite interesting because this thing has like a cafe racer classic style to it, but it looks really modern, and to me it's almost like a Tesla on two wheels. But yeah, so as you can see, I got my Insta360 on here, and then the owner has some stuff going on. He changed out the pegs and everything, and he's put a phone holder and some other things on here. But yeah guys, just looking at this thing already, I think it's pretty awesome that it comes with inverted forks. It's got some steel braided brake lines on here as well, and as you can see here, the ECU is mounted to the front of the bike here, so it's got some good airflow to stay cool. And yeah, as far as the battery and everything goes, so normally where your fuel tank would be, the battery is housed right inside of this compartment here. And let me get the key out so we can open it. All right, so let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. So you have a little compartment here, you can put some things inside of there, and then if you move this is where the battery is housed, right here. So you can charge this thing one of two ways. You can disconnect it, pull this big battery out, bring it inside and charge it up, or you can you know, if you have a garage, or you can bring this inside your apartment building or something like that. You can also have the option to charge it right here on the side of the bike. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you can add an additional battery to this to increase your range. Right now, I'm getting about a little over 50 kilometers in range with this, just because of what setting I'm using, because this does have different power modes, which will change your speed, your range, and things like that.
All right guys, sorry it's so dark, but I just wanted to show you the battery compartment. And as you can see, it's really deep in there. You can fit two batteries. I just pulled the one out, but you just stick your key in there to unlock it, and then you can pull it out. And then here's the battery right here. Looks like a miniature trash can. But yeah, man. Oh man, this thing is pretty massive. Let me see, lay it down here and compare it next to my foot. Yeah, just how long it is. But yeah, that is what's powering this bad boy.
Now, probably wondering, where is the motor stored in this bike? So basically the motor is going to be right here on the rear wheel, this circle thing right here. This is pretty cool. So this is a Bosch 1900 watt motor, and it's putting out 150 newton meters, or about 110 pound-feet of torque, which we all know with electric motorcycles and cars and stuff like that, it's going to have more torque than your standard gas-powered counterpart. And the throttle isn't too bad. It's actually pretty smooth with the torque. It's not real jerky or anything like that, but I think that's pretty cool. All right, so this bike does have a key fob, which is pretty cool. So you can lock and unlock it, basically how you start it. So hit the unlock button, deactivate the security system, push the power button, and a nice little tone plays, and you are ready to go. And if you move the bike, move the kickstand, it has like a little alarm on it. Let's see if you can hear it. Hear that? So now this speedometer here, it's a little dirty, I know, but it does go up to about 90 kilometers here, or 55 miles per hour. Right now, with the power setting I have it in power mode 3, so it has 1, 2, and 3, and it just changes your speed and your range. So in power mode 3, I was riding it a little bit, so I'm down to about 81% battery and 48 kilometers in range, but I'm able to hit about 70 kilometers per hour with the current setup that it has right now, which isn't too bad. I would not bring this bike on the highway or anywhere like that. This is good for, you know, city commuting, things like that, you know, nice little back roads and things of that nature. All right, some other cool features on here. So I believe this rear tray here does not typically comes standard on this bike. I know the owner had gotten it with it on there, and you can add like a little extra box or something like that on there to put extra things. The other thing is, you know, just the styling overall of this bike. The front headlight here is pretty awesome. It has a nice LED, and I believe it's automatic. So as it gets darker out, the light, you know, comes on, and then it gets brighter as it gets darker. So that's pretty cool. Now, as you might notice, there's no brake and no clutch pedals. Everything is done up here, so you still have your front brake, and then you have your rear brake over here with no clutch. And overall, I think this just has a really nice styling. When I first saw this thing, man, I was like, what is this bike? And then when I found out that it was electric, I was like, okay, I got to get my hands on one and try it out. Yeah, guys, and the other thing is this bike is super lightweight, tipping the scales right under 200 pounds. But all right, guys, enough talk. Without further ado, let's go ahead, get this thing out on the road and see how it performs. And before we do that, as always, let's cut to the B-roll. So basically, you just get on this thing, pick up the kickstand, because if the kickstand's down and you hit the throttle, it won't go. But then all you gotta do, man, just hop on, and you're off. Got a car coming. Make sure we're recording here. All right. So this type of bike, I feel, would be perfect in this type of environment right here, riding through the city. You know, it's not too fast, it's not too loud or anything like that. You can just cruise along. And right now I got it in power setting 1, so it's just less power, less speed, and you get more range out of it as well. So, cross the road here. You can fit this little thing in between anything, you can park it anywhere. And like I said before, it's super light. A little under 200 pounds. That's insane. A little bright out here. It has this nice little shopping area. Walk up and down here. You can stop at the shops, and there's a bunch of restaurants and stuff like that as well. Oh, look like they're setting up something over there. Nice. Who do I think this bike is for? And I can't remember if I mentioned it earlier, but I think this bike is definitely for the person who lives in the city. It's going to be doing a lot of commuting, and you don't even have to be in a big city or anything like that. You can just be, you know, a person that lives somewhere relatively close to work, and you just want to commute and not be able to have to worry about, you know, fuel and stuff like that, especially with the rise of the gas prices. Making sure we're good here to go. All right, now we're out on the open road. I just switched it over to 3, so let me go back down here to 1. So I'm in power setting 1, and he's got all this stuff in the way right here, so it's kind of hard to see the speedometer. But right now, fastest I can go is maybe 40 kilometers, which is about 25 miles an hour, somewhere in there. And then we can just kick it on up to 3, man, and this thing starts cooking. So yeah, I think that's what this bike is for, and I think it's really good for a beginner as well, man. I mean, you don't have to worry about a lot with this bike. It is super easy to use, and it's maintenance free, and it saves you a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not an expensive bike. Maintenance costs is virtually nothing other than maintaining the battery. You don't have to worry about changing oil. You don't have to worry about maintaining your chain. You don't have to get fuel. Like, I mean, that's a plus in my book. Just tires and maintaining the battery. That's it. The tires on this thing aren't too wide. They're pretty skinny, but this bike ain't meant for, you know, hitting curves and performance and all that good stuff. In my opinion, those are the pros to having something like this. The only the only cons that I have really with this bike, and I'm gonna go ahead and go into it, is the suspension. It's really springy. It's not as plush as some of the other bikes, and it's kind of rough. Man, gotta watch out for these cars. This bike doesn't really have the power to get up and go. That's the other thing. I mean, it has torque initially, but it doesn't have a lot of oomph to, you know, really get yourself out of a situation if you need to. But yeah, the suspension's really springy on this, and it's, for my height, if you're really a tall rider, this bike is going to be a little small for you. You can see how bent my knees are because I flat foot it quite easily, and this bike is super lightweight, so that's a plus. But really, those are, I guess, my only negatives I have about it. Overall, not a bad little electric bike, man. I mean, I wish it could be a little bit faster, and that's why they do have, you know, more performance-oriented bikes out there, like Damon Motorcycles. They have their nice sport bikes that are electric. All right, now, as for the power, so this thing, like I said, has a 19-watt Bosch motor on it that's attached to the rear wheel, and it's not bad. It has 110 pound-feet of torque, and it gets up and goes initially, but then once you get into the, you know, the speed of what you're riding at and everything, it just kind of tapers off, and it's not too bad. Now the throttle and everything on here is actually really smooth. It's not too jerky or anything like that. People would think, you know, with more torque, you know, it's just gonna kind of throw you back and stuff, but on this bike it doesn't. It's just enough to get you going, and depending on your weight and all that stuff, and you know, if you're going up a hill, you're heading into some wind, that's gonna affect your performance. All right, let's test the brakes on here. The brakes aren't too bad. Okay, so the brakes stop pretty good. Not too bad. Now, I do find myself every now and again trying to reach for the pedal for the rear brake, but I keep forgetting it's not there. Sometimes I want to, you know, if I'm at a stoplight, I want to, you know, shift down into first. I just got to remember, okay, this is an electric bike. We don't have all that stuff. And it's so weird. There's no sound. It just goes. It's just all you hear is the road noise and the wind. No engine noise or anything like that. So if you're, you know, more of a die-hard motorcycle enthusiast that wants that that engine noise and the feel of being able to shift your bike and everything like that, something like an electric bike probably isn't for you. Because I know I sure miss the exhaust sound and everything of a bike, and just being able to shift and all that good stuff. That's what really, you know, I don't know, I guess makes you one with the machine. Go around me. I'm going too slow. See, right now I'm topped out at about 70 kilometers, so about 45 miles an hour. But you should be able to add another battery or do something to the ECU. I can't remember exactly what it is, but you're supposed to be able to add some more power and speed to this thing. If anyone owns a Soco TC and knows about that, let me know. Yeah, I like the mirrors right here. You know, you can see I typically don't like mirrors like this on here because they look weird, but you have a good field of view and everything behind you. Like I said, we're going uphill right now. This thing doesn't have a whole lot of get up and go, but it's not too bad. And I would not recommend taking this on the highway at all. Definitely stick to roads like this, where there's not a lot of traffic or anything like that. And the other bad thing is, like I said before, because it doesn't have any engine noise or anything, no one can really hear you. So, you know, riding in traffic and stuff like that, if you have a bike that, you know, makes noise, has exhaust, stuff like that, people can hear you and won't veer into your lane. Not saying that that doesn't happen, because it still happens all the time, but I think you're at more risk with this bike. But then there's the other side of the spectrum where, you know, if you live in a quiet neighborhood and you get up in the morning to go to work at the butt crack of dawn, you're not waking up the whole neighborhood when you start your bike up. All right, so not real sure on the horsepower rating or anything on this, other than, you know, what the motor can produce and everything as far as torque goes. Not bad. And that in that spectrum, but the mode switch here, like I said before, you can go from 1, 2, and 3. So you can definitely change your power settings. You have your lights where you can go brights and normal. You got your blinkers and everything. Got your horn. And yeah, pretty basic. The riding position on here is really comfortable. You know, typical naked bike style position, you know, as far as the handlebars and the pegs and everything like that goes. So when it comes to this bike being comfortable, it is. The seat is nice and plush as well. So as far as this little bad boy will go, you'll be comfortable. And we're off. We're starting uphill. Oh man. All right, so the gauge cluster here has everything you need on it. It has your speed and everything. It has what power mode you're in. It shows how much range you have left until, you know, you're out of juice, and then obviously the percentage of your battery life. So right now we're at 70%. And like I said, it changes with the mode selector. So if you go to a lower power mode, then you're going to be able to save a little bit of juice. Handling, not too bad because this thing is super lightweight. You can just whip this little thing around. But I'd be careful because you got skinny tires on here. Not really sure how good the grip is and everything on them. And I love being able to cruise around places like this with this bike, because this is definitely what it's built for. I'm just cruising around here. Don't really know exactly where I'm going. Like I said before, I don't really know if this if you can purchase this in the States. I would assume you still could if you go to a dealer or go online and order it, and you can have it sent somewhere and go that route if you're really wanting one of these. But I've really only been seeing this bike overseas, you know, in Europe and places like that. So not a whole lot of people in America, I think, have this bike. I believe this bike's origin is China, so I think it's produced over there. I'm gonna race her, see if I can beat her. See if the e-bike can take the Kia Soul. Ah! No! Come on, bike, go! Kia Soul 1, electric bike 0. Pull on up in here. I like this Ducati. Ooh, 1198S. It's nice. Couple Ducatis. What's up? I thought I saw you earlier. Yeah, I was filming a video. This is a little electric bike. No, this is someone else's. I'm just doing a test ride on it.
No, tire.
Oh yeah, I need a tire on my other bike. Yeah. So I was gonna see if you could order it, or when it would come in, or how much it's gonna cost. I'll be back in a second, guys. All right, guys, so I wanted to find a stretch of road real quick for you, just to do like a dead stop and then get it up to speed, just so you can kind of see, you know, what it has. So here we go. All right, and we are at like 50% battery, but I don't know if that's doing anything. Plus I have a camera bag on my back. It's a little heavy. All right, so we only got up to about 55 on that one. Earlier I was up to 70, so like I said, it kind of varies on wind, if you're going uphill, you know, how heavy you are, stuff like that. We'll try it one more time. All right, power mode 3, and go. All right, we got about 65 on that one. And all that's in kilometers too, guys, so that was about 40 miles an hour. But I think that this bike is in the 125 class, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but you would still need, you know, to get it registered and tagged and everything like that in the States, and all that, get your motorcycle license. And overseas, I believe you need to have, what is it, an A1 license for 125cc. So Look at this guy. Oh man. But yeah guys, that's it. Just a quick little rundown of this electric bike and everything. I like it. It's not too bad. I mean, not the fastest thing in the world or anything like that, but it has its purpose. And if you guys got any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. And if you're liking what you're seeing, guys, give your boy a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.